If you're considering a move to Charleston, you're probably thinking beyond just finding a house. You're thinking about lifestyle, how you want to live day to day, what you want to be close to, and how a place actually feels once you're settled. Charleston is appealing for a lot of reasons: the coast, the history, the pace of life, but it can be confusing at first. And on a map, it looks small. Everything feels close. But once you factor in water and bridges and the way the city developed, the experience of living here is very different than what most people expect. And as you're watching this, you might even be thinking, what part of Charleston is best for me? So today, I'm going to walk you through Charleston the way that locals understand it, starting with where it all began and then moving outward to the areas people choose based on how they want to live. And by the end, you'll have a clear mental map of Charleston for sure, and a better sense of where you might belong. So let's start where it all began. Downtown Charleston is the historic heart of the city. This is where Charleston began, and it's where the city's charm is most concentrated. If you value walkability, architecture, restaurants, and being surrounded by history every day, this is the epicenter of that lifestyle. For many people, downtown represents the Charleston they first imagined: cobblestone streets, big porches with blue ceilings, church steeples, and water views around every corner. I am currently on Broad Street in downtown Charleston, and I thought I would show you some of the colors that you'll see down here. This is sort of what to expect: these gas lanterns, these beautiful pastel, this orange burnt color, and this is actually called Charleston green, these almost black shutters. And basically what you can expect downtown are, bluestone sidewalks and cobble streets. Downtown sets the tone for Charleston for sure, but most people choose to live just outside of it. So let's look just across the bridge. Mount Pleasant sits directly across the Cooper River from downtown, and it represents the newer side of Charleston. For many people relocating here, Mount Pleasant is the first area that feels familiar. Neighborhoods, shopping, schools, and easy access to both the city and the coast. And what's important to understand is that Mount Pleasant isn't one experience. It's really broken down into two very different lifestyles depending on where you want to land. Close in, Mount Pleasant is older, it's more established, and it's more walkable. Areas like the Old Village and Shem Creek appeal to people who want proximity to downtown, to the water, and to everyday conveniences without long drives. Homes here tend to be older and more expensive, but for many people the trade-off is worth it. I'm at the old bridge in Mount Pleasant. It's a park, it's a fishing pier. It used to actually be a bridge that went over to Sullivan's Island. So I'm at the end of the pier here. That's Sullivan's Island just right there in the distance. And Mount Pleasant definitely helps you feel connected to the water. There are 7 or 8 places very similar to this that are worth knowing about. Now, before we talk about the beaches, if Charleston's on your mind, please do subscribe and leave a comment on other areas you'd like to see videos about. I would love your help. Okay. In Charleston, which beach you choose normally depends on where you live. So instead of grouping all the beaches together, I'm pairing each one with the area it naturally connects to, because, well, that's how people actually experience them day to day. So if you live close in Mount Pleasant, Sullivan's Island is the beach that fits most naturally into your life. I'm outside of Poe's on Sullivan's Island. They're a great brunch spot on Sundays. But this is downtown Sullivan's Island. It's like 5 minutes from close in Mount Pleasant. So this is likely where you'll come if you live in the Old Village or Ion or anywhere close to the beach and close to downtown in Mount Pleasant. As you move north, Mount Pleasant shifts. Homes get newer, neighborhoods become more planned. You generally get more space and more house for the money. Now, this part of Mount Pleasant appeals to people thinking long-term about routines, comfort, and the neighborhoods that may support their everyday life. It's less about being 5 minutes from everything and more about having everything you need built around you. I'm at the town center in Mount Pleasant. I'm driving up toward the movie theater. So this is North Mount Pleasant. And as you move further out, as I talked before, it becomes more affordable and you get amenities like this that are pretty nearby. From North Mount Pleasant, Isle of Palms becomes the easiest beach to access. Isle of Palms is one of our more transient beaches. The reason I say transient is there are lots of large weekly rentals out here. So if you're looking for investment properties, Isle of Palms is a good place. There's a good ROI here. James Island sits between downtown Charleston and Folly Beach. It's on the other side of town. And it's one of the older residential areas, and it feels that way in a lived-in, organic sense. I was born on James Island, and people who choose James Island often like that it doesn't feel overly planned. There's a strong sense of local identity here, and daily life tends to revolve around familiar places and routines. I am outside of the poorhouse, which I think epitomizes the feel of James Island, just the whole community. It's very local and organic. The poorhouse is a kind of a live venue. In the back, they have every, I think, Saturday, a farmer's market. So it's very local here on James Island, old school, and just kind of a relaxed community vibe here. For people who live on James Island, Folly Beach usually becomes their extension, their chance to get on the beach. I'm out on Folly Beach. Folly Beach is very bohemian. Our beaches are barrier islands, and running north to south, it goes Isle of Palms, Sullivan's Island, Morris Island, which is not inhabited. You have to get there by boat. And then there's Folly Beach and then Kiawah. And Folly is the most artistic, and lots of stuff happening out here, lots of young people. West Ashley is also close to downtown, and it's one of Charleston's largest and most diverse areas. It offers a wide range of housing options, from older established neighborhoods, which are closer into town, to newer development. For many people, the appeal of West Ashley is its central location. So you're close to downtown, close to the airport, and you're really nicely positioned for getting around all of Charleston easily. I am currently in one of the more walkable parts of West Ashley. This is called Avondale. It's very close to downtown. Houses in this area are 1940s, 1950s, kind of cottagey charmers, I call them. The best part about West Ashley is that it's very centrally located, so if you need to get to the airport or be downtown in 5 minutes from where I am right now, that's a great place to be. But you do sacrifice newer homes because West Ashley is primarily older homes with larger lots. As you move further out, it does get a little bit more new and modern and more open and updated floor plans. Johns Island is one of the largest islands in South Carolina, and it offers the widest variety of living options. Here you'll find farms, acreage, established neighborhoods, and newer development, often right next to each other. I want to show you one of my favorite views on Johns Island. This is a field that I drive by pretty frequently. Home point updated. This reminds me of growing up on a farm in Wadmalaw. It's actually for sale right now. I don't know how much, but it's, I think, 80 acres. Just kind of keeps going on. If you live on Johns Island, Kiawah may become your go-to beach destination, but keep in mind, there's limited public parking, so Folly may be the right move, depending on the time of year. North Charleston has been changing rapidly, and one area that deserves specific attention is Park Circle. Park Circle has become one of the most talked about pockets in the region, especially among newcomers and young people. It offers a walkable core, local restaurants, breweries, and a strong sense of neighborhood identity. What attracts people here is the energy. It feels creative, local, and constantly evolving. Charleston is known as the Holy City because of all of the steeples. Well, we are actually at Holy City Brewery, so no churches here, but lots of beer. So this is a big part of Park Circle. A lot of people come here, food trucks, vintage markets. As you can see, there are lots of kids. It's actually pretty quiet right now. The holidays just kind of ended, but there are still quite a few people out here, and these folks are probably all living in Park Circle, or most of them. Daniel Island is very different from Park Circle. It's a fully planned community, and it feels that way. It's walkable, amenity-rich, and designed to function like a town within Charleston. People who choose Daniel Island, they often value the feeling of being new, manicured, and planned, paths, parks, schools, and amenities all intentionally laid out. Its location also makes it very convenient. You have easy access to Mount Pleasant, downtown, the airport, and the Isle of Palms and Sullivan's Island. I am on part of the trail system on Daniel Island, and this is the Wando River, which this is the bridge 526 that connects Mount Pleasant over to Daniel Island. So very walkable here on the island. Okay, one last area worth mentioning sits outside of the coastal footprint, but it comes up often for a very specific reason. Somerville. It's further inland, it's Charleston's sister city, and it represents a very different lifestyle than the coastal areas I've talked about so far.
This is what downtown historic Summerville looks like. And this is what Nexton looks like. It's the newer side of Summerville. Lots of new construction here.
Now, Summerville is not coastal living, but for some people, it's the right fit. Every area around Charleston offers a different version of living here. Some prioritize walkability, others space, some history, others convenience. And once you understand how the map works, your decision will become less overwhelming from a distance. You can start asking better questions about what actually fits your life and start peeling back the onion. So consider this video as the foundation, and to get a better feel, as I mentioned, I suggest we have a Zoom meeting. This way, together, we can narrow your focus with clarity and confidence. If this video was helpful, please do subscribe or follow wherever you're watching. And if you need help buying or selling in Charleston, you can reach me at natwallen.com. Just click the Book a Call link on the homepage. Thanks for watching. Bye.